physically, that last Raider game, you come through and you hit a helmet, you hurt the finger, and, the knee later on. But just where you were last year, because I was talking to Kyle on the practice field, and you went to 3D QB in Huntington Beach, and they had to teach you how to re-grip the football because you were not only the one finger you hurt, but the two fingers together, you were not gripping the ball properly. So talk about that injury and just when they started rebuilding you in the off season with John Beck and all those guys, they started with actually gripping the ball, Trey?
Yeah, so when I had did my finger back in, the Raiders game, it was a throwaway, which is just so frustrating. But, yeah, it kind of was something that just lingered on throughout the season. My hand kind of climbed further and further onto the ball because I wasn't able to, straighten or finish off my pointer finger. So I finished off my middle finger pretty much the whole year after that. And it's kind of, I throw so many footballs, a day and a week and a month. So I'm sure it's just something that happened subconsciously, but my hand kind of climbed a little bit further onto the ball, a little bit less space, between my palm and the ball. But it was hard, at that point. It was kind of just the way I had to learn and figure out how to throw at that point. But yeah, we started back in March, end of March, after taking a little bit of time away after the season. Went to gripping a football again.
Trying to get more fingertips. You were actually palming the ball, weren't you?
Yeah, not quite palming it, but it was more just going back to finishing off, trusting that I can finish off my pointer finger. You know, when something hurts like that, your brain kind of tells you not to do it. So I learned to throw and finish off my middle finger versus my pointer finger. So I was kind of just reteaching that, and it didn't take near as long as I thought. The first couple of days it felt really weird. When you go from catching snaps, getting snaps under center versus catching them in the gun and throwing and quick game and, having less time to adjust your grip on the ball. But yeah, it was a great process for me. Most of it was during the spring, and by the time I got to, back to OTAs phase 1, I wasn't even thinking about it anymore.